Hello and welcome to Mickeyology, where we take Disney a little too seriously. I'm Austin Rathel, and today we're examining Pixar's newest animated feature, Elio. Elio is one of Pixar's most offbeat stories, and we're talking about a studio that once made a movie about an old man who teams up with a Cub Scout to fly a house to South America. Some of Elio's most impactful scenes take place in outer space, as our hero meets various aliens from around the universe. However, much of the film takes place here on planet Earth, and it draws inspiration from real people and places. Let's examine some hidden clues and see if we can determine when and where the Earthbound portion of Elio takes place. Elio begins by introducing us to the title character's Aunt Olga, who wears a U.S. military uniform and lives with her nephew at an Air Force base somewhere in the U.S. This particular base is located somewhere near a beach, where young Elio often goes in hopes of getting abducted by aliens. That means the movie must take place somewhere on a coast. We also see plenty of forests in the area, with tall trees that resemble the tall pines and redwoods found in the Northwest. Therefore, the movie most likely takes place on the West Coast. The movie's Montez Air Force Base is fictional, but it's based on 3 real military bases, all located in California: Beale Air Force Base, Travis Air Force Base, and Vandenberg Space Force Base. Pixar filmmakers toured these bases to make their fictional base as authentic as possible. Beale Air Force Base was actually the birthplace of the movie's original director, Adrian Molina. Since all the bases that inspired Elio are in California, it's safe to assume the movie takes place there. And since 2 of these 3 bases are in Northern California, the movie probably takes place in the northern part of the Golden State. Elio attends summer camp at Camp Carver. Production designer Harley Jessup commented on the design of this location in the book The Art of Elio. He said, "Carver Academy and the adjacent camp are set in the redwoods on the Northern California coast. The architecture is inspired by the World War II barracks we saw at Fort Baker near San Francisco. This proves that at least the camp scenes take place in Northern California." Now, Elio attends the camp with at least 2 other kids from his base, and Olga says that she went to the camp herself, and Olga chats up one of the camp's leaders, a man who seems to know her. When Elio gets in a fight at camp, Olga is able to return to the camp very quickly and drives him home. All this indicates that Camp Carver is probably very close to Montez Air Force Base. Since Camp Carver is in Northern California near the redwoods, then the base must be in that same area. Olga works for the Air Force, and her uniform includes a patch on the left arm that reads Air Force Space Command. This was a real part of the U.S. Air Force, but it was deactivated on December 20th, 2019, when it was replaced by the U.S. Space Force. Space Force came into existence while Pixar was still making Elio. In fact, when animators requested a tour of the Vandenberg base in 2021, it was still an Air Force base, rather than a Space Force base, which it is today. Olga's job monitoring satellites is now delegated to the Space Force. Despite the creation of this new branch, however, Pixar didn't change Montez to a Space Force base, nor did they change the design of Olga's patch. Therefore, the movie is set sometime before the Space Force replaced the Air Force Space Command. It can't take place too far in the past, though, because Olga uses a modern cell phone and modern emojis, and Elio uses wireless Airpods-style earbuds. Airpods came out in 2016. Based on the movie's landscapes, statements from the filmmakers, and the movie's military references, I'm placing Elio in Northern California, near the Redwood State and National Parks, circa 2019. So, there you have it. That is my theory for when and where Disney and Pixar's Elio takes place. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of my conclusions and when and where you think the movie takes place. Also, let me know which Disney movie you would like me to analyze next. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and if you would like even more Mickeyology content, you can sign up over on patreon.com/Mickeyology or become a channel member here on YouTube and get access to even more videos, including monthly exclusives. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.